Brought to you by DK Audio.
DK Audio presents Read Yourself Happy, written and read by Daisy Buchanan. For readers and worriers everywhere. Introduction. Dear reader, how are you feeling right now? Really? I hope you're sitting somewhere comfortable and quiet. I hope you're feeling calm, still, and unhurried. I hope your heartbeat is steady and your breath is even. I hope you're here, but I understand that's an awful lot to hope for. You might instead be reading this on the bus, sitting in traffic and trying to fight the rising feeling of panic and anxiety as you calculate how late you're going to be. You might be reading this in the bathroom because it's the one place you can go where your kids will give you 5 minutes peace, or maybe just 2 or 3. Perhaps you're reading because you can't sleep, trying to distract yourself from the list of unfinished tasks that keep circulating in your head. We all have so much on our minds that simply stopping to read might cause your anxiety to spike rather than calm you. My asking might be the first time today that you've had a chance to think about how you're feeling. Now you're checking in with your body, you may be surprised to discover that the anxiety seems to be sitting in your jaw, or there's tension in your toes. Many of us are struggling. We've been struggling for a while. The world is full of things to react to and worry about, and sometimes managing our anxiety seems like another exhausting task to add to the list. I have generalized anxiety disorder, GAD, which has made me feel frightened, isolated, and lonely. When my anxiety has been at its worst, it's made me feel like I'm the only person in the world who can't cope. Yet, ironically, I'm not alone. Anxiety has never been more widespread. According to mental health charity Mind, in England, 6 in every 100 people are diagnosed with GAD every week. And Mental Health UK reports that in the UK, 8 million people are experiencing an anxiety disorder of some kind at any one time. The first thing I'd like to tell you is that you're not alone either. You're part of a gang. Here, you don't have to worry about worrying. It's fine to let yourself be anxious if that's the way you're feeling right now. Anxiety works like an oversensitive smoke alarm. It's hyper-responsive and it's trying to keep us safe. We don't feel this way because something has gone wrong, and we don't feel this way because something is wrong with us. I wish I could switch your brain off for a while, but I can't. What I can do, though, is tell you that you're safe here, in this moment, and I'm with you. What I won't do is tell you about CBD oil, the benefits of regular exercise, long hot baths, or ask you if you've tried mindfulness. In the spirit of full disclosure, I found all these things to be useful and enjoyable. However, when I've been on the floor, figuratively and literally, I could have punched anyone who suggested that I could be fixed by taking a bath. I would also like to tell you about an anxiety-easing habit that I believe in with my whole heart. Ever since I was little, long before I understood what anxiety was or why I had it, I've instinctively practiced this habit and used it to self-soothe. You're doing it right now. When I'm feeling anxious, I read. Reading makes me feel calm, curious, and connected. Stories hold me, absorb me, and deliver the stillness I am seeking. And I can't stress this enough. I'm not Ron Burgundy, and I do not have many leather-bound books. If I'm feeling deeply anxious, I don't pick up the sort of book I might want to show off about at a dinner party. I'm looking instead for old friends, stories I might already be familiar with, soft places to land. We're talking Sweet Valley High, The Princess Diaries, and the Babysitter's Club series of books. I know Bridget Jones's Diary almost off by heart because I've been turning to it since I was a teenager. You too can read any book you like. You'll know what your comfort stories are. Maybe you take refuge in a McHerron, crave an Adrian Mole, Spot the Dog, or The Unbearable Lightness of Being. Hey, I'm not fancy, but you might be. Whatever you choose, I'd love to show you, or perhaps remind you that reading isn't a chore. It's not an adult homework task or another overwhelming activity to add to your enormous list. It's a happy habit, and it's just for you. No one needs to know what you're reading, when you're reading, and how much you're reading. The important thing, I strongly believe, is that if you can find a tiny bit of time to read, you'll be finding a way to ease your anxiety. With a book, you can be completely present in your body while escaping the world for a bit. Sometimes it takes me a little time to find the silence, but I keep reading, and it turns the volume down on the increasingly hectic world around us. Before we get started, I'd like to make one thing very clear. It's important that you don't feel guilty or ashamed about not reading enough or reading the wrong sort of book. Most of all, I want to make the case for reading in a way that works for you, and I explore why so many of us do feel bad about what we read and how much we read. During my most anxious periods, I've picked up serious books, searching for solace, and sometimes those books have left me confused and alienated. When a painful experience at work left me feeling burned out and broken, I tried to read How to Be Both by Ali Smith, which had just won the Women's Prize for Fiction. It did not go well. I remember sitting on a train and feeling the weight of the book in my lap and the weight of my phone in my hand. Trying to read a sentence, I was skidding over the words too quickly, unable to find purchase or process their meaning. It was as though my mental tire treads were completely worn out, and I couldn't grip onto anything to direct my thoughts and get where I wanted to go. I'd look at the book, then blink and realise that I was looking at my phone. Then I'd look out of the window and wonder what was wrong with me. Then I'd look at my phone again. It was no wonder that I felt so scared at work and so bad at my job. I was so useless that I couldn't even read the first page of an important prize-winning novel. I felt sad and stupid. Reading had always been there for me. When I was being bullied at primary school, I turned to books to make me feel happy and safe. As a teenager, struggling to navigate the world, books made me feel hopeful. In sleepy, conservative, rural Dorset, I sat in the library and fell in love with Tennessee Williams and George Orwell. I dreamed of cities, parties, and revolutions. During lonely moments at university, I cheered myself up with old friends from home. Marian Keyes, Truman Capote, Armistead Maupin. Books had always been good to me. They had offered me safety and escape, comfort, joy, and adventure. All they'd ever asked from me was my attention, and now I couldn't even give this one that. At the time, I didn't realise that I was badly burned out. I was furious with myself for being unable to switch off, concentrate, or get into a flow state. Back then, I didn't think of myself as a human being, having human responses to some relatively new stimulus. I had a love-hate relationship with social media and my smartphone. I felt addicted, and I was angry about being unable to control myself. It did not occur to me that I felt addicted because it had been designed to be addictive. When I'm describing a book I love, I often find myself falling back on the old cliché. I couldn't put it down. When I say this, it's true. The experience of being immersed in the story is so powerful that I don't want to be anywhere else. With a book, this experience has only ever made me feel good, connected, exhilarated, and present. Yet my phone is the ultimate, I couldn't put it down, read. I pick up my phone when I want to feel connected, but it has never made me feel exhilarated or present. It has made me feel overwhelmed, lonely, scattered, and exhausted. Don't worry, I'm not asking you to give up your phone. I am asking you to give yourself a bit of grace and generosity when it comes to understanding your existing habits and how they might be exacerbating your anxiety. Here is what I wish I'd known back then. My reading habit is a muscle, and just like a physical muscle, I need to use it regularly to keep it strong. Also, just like a physical muscle, I needed to build it up slowly. On the train, I'd attempted the book version of going to a brand new gym and picking up the heaviest weight.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?